You always know how long it's going to take you to get from one court to another court. Because that's where they harvest people. The Constitution, if you don't know, the sheriff, because that's where they harvest people. The Constitution is what you make it. You're the one that signs that Constitution, and the courthouse will dock your vessel, but the judge has to sign your Constitution to hear what you have to say. But if the judge is on a plane above you, or you're in planes, a venue, okay, you got prosecutor and defense on the, what they call the common plane, and then down over here you got a bar. This is the peanut gallery. Across the bar, which just means you're entering into British foreign country British. So this is where we sit. Now, number 4 is the clerk of the courts. Now, some of the clerk of the courts are on the same plane as you. But the clerk of the courts takes your money, files your papers, puts stamps on, and signs them. When a clerk of the court signs a stamp, he's a he or her is a postmaster. When they take money for paying fines, they're bankers. You go into Black's Law Dictionary, you look up postmasters and bankers, it says see the judge. Now, when you have a witness, we put a witness in a witness box, which is a closed area, and you can't be considered. So therefore, you can't speak and you can't hear what's being said because he says, I swear. When he says, I swear, we'll go over here. I swear to tell the truth, so help me God. And this is an adverb. This is a verb. So therefore, I will do evil in future time and tell nothing. So help, adverb, verb, making help into an illusion of my faith as a verb. So these are all fiction, and this is all modification. Therefore, you say nothing. That's why your first 2 words is you either swear or affirm. I still affirm, AFF, no contract. So therefore, you're talking to yourself in a box. So what do? We put the jury in the jury box. JU means no law, and RY is contract. So no law contract is what you're hearing, an adverb verb from the witness, from the judge, on a different plane than you are. There's no continuance of evidence for anybody in the courtroom. That way everyone is babbling and nobody can hear what's going on. If I do a simple thing, take this piece of paper and I put it on the floor here, and I stand on it, you can no longer see me or hear me. I don't care what you think your illusion is telling you, but I'm on a different plane than you are. I don't care if it's 1/100 of an inch thick and we call it a sheet of paper. I just changed my plane, better known as the soapbox. You can no longer see or hear me, so no matter what I say, it's just your illusion. But I teach on the floor here, same as where you're all sitting. So therefore, all things are equal. Chilton, Wisconsin. I go in, the judge wants to hold court in their gymnasium. We walk in there. The judge is sitting on a 4x8 sheet of plywood with a folding table. He's got a champagne cork with 2 flags, 3/4 of an inch each, with yellow fringe painted around them, and a spear on top, making it a military court martial. On his desk, on his plane of a 4x8 sheet of plywood, a 1/2 inch thick. The witness stand is another 4x4 foot sheet of plywood with a folding chairs on it. And Linda's sitting there with a 1 to 1.9 constitutional flag. She's holding it in her hand. Judge calls her up, take the witness stand. Now, her daughter just received a $385,000 insurance settlement from a car accident. The judge ordered that the insurance, that money be given to a trustee who is a lawyer who works for the court. So the lawyer would manage it. Of course, that would all disappear in attorney fees as the management fee. She says, no, I won't surrender the money. And he says, put down your flag. He says, if you don't put down your flag, I'm going to hold you in contempt for 6 months, put you in jail. I will not surrender the flag. So, again, he asked her for the money. She says, no, I won't give you the money. I told her, I says, don't surrender the flag and don't give up your money. He's on a different plane than you are. He can't see or hear you. There's a break in the continuance of evidence between your witness stand and his plane, just like up here. So she again, he said, I'm going to hold you in contempt again, 1 year in prison. You put down your flag or you're going to prison right now. I got 2 sheriffs in the back there with a warrant for your arrest. A couple more minutes go past, he threatens her a 3rd time. 3 strikes and you're out. You either put down that flag or the 2 sheriffs are going to come forward and arrest you. So the sheriffs start working forward. She says, I will not surrender my flag. So the DA stands up, turns around to the sheriff and says, take her into custody. The judge says, no, can't do that. Why not? Well, I'm under a yellow French flag and she didn't surrender her flag, so therefore there's no continuance of evidence between my jurisdiction and her jurisdiction. You're free to go, Linda. And you know, I told Linda, when he says you're free to go, you just sit there. You don't say a word because you can't hear what he's saying. You can't hear the contempt. You can't hear any continuance of evidence because you have different planes of existence. And the 2 sheriffs in the back of the room said, you mean this is all a joke? This is all a play? Under Federal Rules of Civil Procedure 44, you guys are actors? And the police officer took the warrants for Linda's arrest, ripped them up and threw them up in the air and says, don't ever call us in here again or I'll arrest you, Judge, for such nonsense. And they walked out. And the judge got up and walked out. Then Linda got up and came over to me and we walked out. But at no time did she have a conversation with the judge. You remember the movie, The Sixth Sense, I See Dead People, with the little boy? And if you didn't watch the last minute of the movie, you didn't know that Bruce Willis was dead and he was a ghost throughout the whole movie. And that's exactly what happens here. Is when you're in court, this person who's an actor on the stage has no continuance of evidence with anything that's going on in the courtroom. He can't really talk to that bailiff. When I walk into a courtroom, I walk up to the bailiff and I say, you're on my plane. I'm a federal judge and here's my federal oath and you're my tip staff. You work for me now. Arrest the judge as an imposter under Federal Rules of Civil Procedure 44. The judge is running out of the courtroom. I do it a lot. And my students that come to the court and watch me do this, they go like, damn, that works. It really does have the authority to arrest judges. So, the courtroom is set up in this manner because it generates immunity. Now, if you do get into a scenario like you want to go in and fight your mortgage in front of it, and you get suckered into that, you're not paying attention, and you got the bank's attorneys over there. Any evidence that you have, or if I write a lawsuit for you that you have to go into court with, and you have the forensic evidence of the mortgage syntax with that many mistakes like I showed you in color, you first have to take it up to the clerk of the court here and have it stamped, and have it marked into evidence. Then you can take the witness. Don't take the witness stand because you've left the courtroom. You're in a box now. You go back to your table and you talk about it at your table. And you tell the judge, if I go into a box, it's an enclosed area and can't be considered. And then take a $1 bill out of your pocket and say, you see, these were boxes, and in 1997, the Treasury said that anything in a box is an enclosed area and can't be considered. That's why the 5s, 10s, and 20s don't have boxes on them. Or do the 50s and 100s. If you don't believe me, go back to 1961 and pull out your old money that you've got that you're saving for your collection. You'll see a box around it, a little black line. And then you'll win your argument because the post office controls the port authorities that docks the vessel of the courthouse in dry dock. And the post office is also, all courthouses in the United States are built as post offices for 1 year. Then under Title 46, Chapter 781, the court files a salvage claim on the courthouse building and post office building, which turns it into a courthouse. Now, remember a few weeks ago we had that issue take place where two men wanted to get married up in Lexington, Kentucky, a couple hours from here, and the court would not file the paperwork. I went in there 2 days after that, and I filed my federal oath in that same courthouse because I had clients in there. 2 days after I filed my federal oath, the first day I had eight marshals meet me at the door, along with 3 judges. They did a presentation for me from mental detectives. And I said, now for everyone's attention, here's my passport, you run my number, I want all of you to read my passport. I came back the second day, there was only one man there going, good morning, Judge. Welcome to our courthouse. They're up in room 200. They're waiting for you. Had no more problems with that. 2 days after that, the Pope shows up in the United States and went to that same courthouse. Prosecuting district attorney for the court cards resigning in the courthouse. I'm a kingmaster with the Vatican. Head of state, Speaker of the House, met with the Pope 2 days after that, he resigned. Because of some other lawsuits that we have running up there in quantum language. Because they weren't doing their job. But under Title 18, 641, it's misappropriations. These are people that have a job, they're paid to do a job, they're paid to file your paperwork, and they're not doing their filings. Anybody runs into a clerk of the court who will not file your paperwork, you go up on my website, there is a pre-written 2-page clerk's failure to file lawsuit already prepared for you. You just have to change the name, the time, and your county jurisdiction. And you can take it and walk into the clerk's office as you've been sued. It's an 11-year prison sentence and a $9,000 a day fine not to file your paperwork. So don't take any bump. It's under Title 46, under maritime vessels docking on a foreign vessel in dry dock. And they're not doing their job. And under Title 18, 641, it's a $10,000 fine and 10 years in prison for misappropriating your paycheck. What was on CNN yesterday morning? Hillary Clinton misappropriating her doing private emails during working hours, 1,328 times. So the Justice Department wants to prosecute her for misappropriations of her paycheck while Secretary of State doing private emails while she's at work, and then billing the government for her time in office while doing private emails. So that's misappropriations. Well, 2 weeks before that, they said, we're going to sue you for lying to the FBI, Hillary. Under Title 18, 1001, fictitious conveyance of language. You lied to the FBI. You didn't tell us the truth. Well, first off, it's FBI is fumbling idiots. Then everything they do, investigation, means, well, it's inappropriations, inconsistency, incorrect, insurance, investigation. What happens if we put I in front of the word correct? It means no. So it's Federal Bureau of No Investigation. So because of all the negativity that's out here, and little play on words that you're doing, Hillary says, oh, you said I did something wrong. Pulls out a window. Doing private emails while she's at work. And then billing the government for her time in office while doing private emails. Appropriations. Well, 2 weeks before that, they said, we're going to sue you for lying to the FBI, Hillary. Under Title 18, 1001, fictitious conveyance of language. You lied to the FBI. You didn't tell us the truth. Well, first off, it's FBI is fumbling idiots. Then everything they do, investigation, means, well, it's inappropriations, inconsistency, incorrect, insurance, investigation. What happens if we put I in front of the word correct? It means no. So it's Federal Bureau of No Investigation. So because of all the negativity that's out here, and little play on words that you're doing, Hillary says, oh, you said I did something wrong. pulls out a $1 bill and says, "Others an adverb modifies the verb America." That's called a paparazzi thing. Explain to the world America's verb on the money and mail fraud. Disqualify all money in 150 countries worldwide. Yeah, he kind of shuffles backwards and going, okay, we'll forget about that. Now they're trying to get around to Title 18-641. We'll kind of forget about that. So, squeaky wheel gets the oil, folks. How much money can you buy today, or how much justice can you buy today? Same way Bill got out of trouble, Hillary's getting out of trouble on a day-to-day basis. Because she's 18 years of practice in this field of syntax. And they have no laws, rules, regulations, or codes of 4 billion codes in the United States that are written in correct grammar. Title 26 of the IRS is 100% adverb-verb. There's not a single legal correct sentence. So when you want to go pay your taxes, sue to pay your taxes with correct grammar. Now, the IRS agent who's going to talk to you is going to continue to say, you owe us. And your answer back to them is, in what grammar? Show me the correct sentence structure. Show me the correct law. Show me the correct oath that you have. Show me your authorization from the Treasury. It says Department of Treasury. DE means no part of a contract. That's what department means. IRS, call me. Mortgage foreclosure, call me. Because I'm the guy that knows how to tear it apart and use. There's 152 federal laws that cover fraudulent grammar in the codes. Now, all codes, all 4 billion codes in the United States are, of course, written in fiction, but they are a suggestion for the fiction courts. They don't have to file those documents. They don't have to follow the letter of the law. That's why they have all this leeway, because it says nothing. That's why the judge is going to make a determination that what word is. So when you know how to syntax, you now know how to rewrite every code and put it in the correct prepositional phrases to make perjury a fact, not a verb. To make extortion, or the word tort, T-O-R-T, which means public officials acting in conspiracy with each other to cause harm upon a citizen. And if you know how to do the correctness and write the sentence in correct mathematical procedures, you can write it frontwards and backwards as many times as you want. It's always going to say the same thing. And then your constitution, your contract that you signed, the judge signs, and when you sign your name across the postage stamp on the document, that makes you the postmaster to carry the vessel paper into the foreign vessel. You're free to enter the vessel as a postmaster. You're free to leave the vessel as a postmaster. So they can't take you into custody as a postmaster. Now, when you have your state driver's license, is another one. You all have my business card now. On the back of your driver's license, they took off all the restrictions now. All the new ones coming out are smart cards chipped. They'll set off your computers, metal detectors, at all of your courthouses and airports now. You put a $1 stamp. Usually use the Rockefeller stamp, or this is in this case here, I use a Red Fox stamp. Red Fox stamps came out in 1999, November 2nd, for the anniversary of the sovereignty of America. The $1 stamp, Red Fox, has 2 bars through it. That means gold. A simulation has 1 bar through it, or a reserve stamp. Red Fox stamps have been out of circulation for about 16 years. They're selling for about $10 a piece on the internet. Now, when you put a $1 stamp on that, on the back of your driver's license, and you autograph it, it makes you a postmaster transporting the mail, M-A-I-L, of your body because it's a vessel. On the front, it's the address of where the postmaster is going to deliver the mail. That's your home address. If a police officer stops you and tries to give you a ticket, he's stopping the postmaster from delivering the mail to your house. Because the post office controls the Department of Transportation and Homeland Security, which is all branches of military and police, he's arresting a postmaster that he works for. These are all the laws he breaks on the back, and the procedure by which you prosecute the police officer for giving you a citation written with 400 mistakes on it, which is a violation of 152 laws besides these. So by putting that stamp on the back and signing it or autographing it, do not curse it, autograph, you will then be in a position to educate rather than be prosecuted. And you'll be surprised how many times you get pulled over and you have that stamp and all of a sudden like you're gonna pay attention. Here you go. Have a nice day. Because they know if you have my card, you're gonna call me and I'm gonna download it. And once they don't want my lawsuits in these courts. They don't want to educate their people with this level of technology. Eventually, we're going to revamp the entire government with correct grammar. Then you get pulled over with correct grammar, you're going to be you have to answer to the man then, because they're correct. But right now, the world of fiction has no business, because fiction is perjury, telling anybody what to do. But there's so many people that don't know that they just keep harvesting people. And the sorry thing is, the majority of us in here are over the age of 40. And by the time everyone passes on, all the new people are coming up. They get to be 40 years old themselves, and they wake up in the morning and say, "We're not in Kansas anymore, Toto. This don't feel all warm and fuzzy." They start looking around, and they show up here. So 95% of my world organization is over.
And that goes back to color. And he say adjective, coloring, color of law. Type 18, 242, 241, color. That's that word black. Every time they use black people, they coloring. They using color. The program been out since '88. program. And they got us on this program. The food stamp, all that shit. It's a program. That shit. Yeah, that's the color. Program, right? Program. That's the program right now. See, we only talking about this word adjective though, in more sense. You know, making everything, you know, simple and understandable. Cause you know, it's slow people out here. The adjective is what we only talking about. When we referencing to this word black or this word color, it's an adjective. So anytime he be like they using coloring or they using fictional communication, you know, that's coloring. That's deception, that's deceiving. Right? Right. When it comes to the understanding of it, prefix, suffix, and antonym, synonym, synonymously working beside behind each other as substitutes. So the 0 through 9 system, ain't that the supreme mathematics? All he did was take the supreme mathematics and made a number coding system to identify the error, which is the adjective that the Moore is talking about. Black is an adjective. It's not a noun. So anytime they be like black people, they lying, they deceiving, they making up shit. There's no such thing as black people. There's no such thing as a black people. So that goes back to 18 United States Code 242, which is, you had a knowledge, 1986, you had a knowledge. I'll go back to 1982, which is 1981, just the 1980s. So it's the coloring of the law. That's what he's speaking about, coloring. That's what the Moore is speaking about, the adjective. When it comes to this word black, or black or more. So they describing the type of people, their energy, their spirit, according to the language they are. All because they're using color. So everything they teaching in school is a lie.
Through the age of 15. Those in the middle, when you turned 18, you only. But right now, the world of fiction has no business, because fiction is perjury, telling anybody what to do. But there's so many people that don't know.
So it line up. It makes sense.
They just keep harvesting people. And
it look foreign because they add numbers and letters together. So you really can't understand.
All the new people are coming up.
That's foreign. That's foreign shit. That's foreign codes, foreign policy.
Not Kansas anymore, Toto. Just don't feel all warm and fuzzy.
So they speaking foreign, which a lot of people don't understand, which is alienating or alien, which is corruption, because they're using a different language.
Those in the middle, when you turned 18, you only had one thing on your mind.
But this is the number code system.
Sexy clothes, sexy cars, sexy boys and girls.
The beard decode.
You needed a social security card to get the job, to work, to make the money,
and free yourself.
And after 25 years, you wake up in the morning and said, "It don't feel good anymore. I'm getting raped. I'm working my tail off."
See, we're only talking about this adjective though, because everything else start getting confusing if you don't really understand. So just start with the adjective, right? So let's look at this word, black. Let's see how they apply that word.
Any questions on venue jurisdiction here?
Let's see if I can find the word black in here.
When you walk into the courtroom. And if you're going to go to court, you know you got to go to court, make time to go and do court watch. Just sit in that courtroom with the judge you pulled and study the man. It's all about how he acts. He has good days like you have good days, and he has bad days. Or she has good days and bad days. And if you pull a judge that's a real hell-bent hanging judge, you better know what you're doing, because you're going to walk in there and he's going to shut you down and throw you in jail, because that's just his temperament. Unless you have an ace up your sleeve, which is knowing how to do correct parse, syntax, grammar.
They say verb, they go down and say adverb.
And I have a judge right now, as a matter of fact, Friday I'm working in court up in Page County in Illinois. And that judge was sued by me. And I syntaxed his orders, and he screamed at me in the court and says, "You can't correct my paperwork." I says, "Well, your paperwork's written in adverb verb and doesn't say anything. You don't have an oath of office. You're an actor on a stage, and you can't hear what I'm saying because you're on a different plane than I am." And the bailiff jumped up.
And it's an ED, so that's a past tense verb.
Respect to the judge. And I says, "You're my tip staff. Shut up and sit down."
ING. So that's what? A verb.
And then it got real quiet.
Past tense.
And so we continued it.
Present tense. Well, future. Well, yeah. Future. Well, hell, yeah, moving. Yeah. Well, present, future. I guess. Yeah. Moving to the future.
Wants to hear the case, which is kind of
back to the future.
But nobody else wants to touch this case because I'm involved with it.
What this shit say right now? Yeah, this one say verb, and at the bottom say adverb. So
no, any stamp, any
the words is adverb, verb.
Rainbow stamp is actually too big for for that.
Let's find another one.
I would go out and get.
They put it as a noun. Black man.
They fit on the back of your driver's license real nice. They don't block anything. An autograph on stamp means write it in print. Don't use cursive. And then that'll make you a postmaster canceling the stamp. was good enough for 18-year-old Sashaglia in 1849 and get herself put
Yeah.
on a $1 gold coin
Yeah.
on November 2nd, 1999. That's what happens when you become a postmaster.
You say
You
what?
see, on November 2nd, 1999, the United States of America was sovereign. And there was only one sovereign postmaster alive, and that was 1834.
Oh, where she put the money at? Say, where is the money?
Henry signed her name across a stamp for women's rights to get the vote. That's why she went on a $1 silver coin on 1776. And it had the 200th anniversary. They did a 1-year printing of that one. And that's what put her on there because she signed her name across.
Oh, there we go. We found one.
For women's rights.
Adjective. See? You see how that shit work?
No, it's right here.
It's an adjective right there. Adjective.
Followed by hyphen,
What that word is right there?
hyphen, middle name,
Adjective.
space, last name.
So all we do is just take the
Because
word
stamp is
black
small, you know, you can do it on
and
like.
the way they've been applying it is incorrect.
That's your given name.
So all the statements they made is incorrect.
Like that. That way
And everything they've been telling us
are
lies.
Because your given name and then your
Because I got it right here. It say adjective. And I showed you it
next thing
said
I'm going to do is
verb,
the math interface on grammar.
adverb. And that's what it said. It said verb. Then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it said verb. Past verb. Yeah, future.
Sure.
Yeah. It said the ED and the ING. So that's the number code, the coding system.
Correct.
To actually read between the lines and see what's hidden.
That's why I say that it cut on, then it cut right back down.
No, they really don't. She knows syntax. The other politicians in Washington, when Bill Clinton pulled out the dollar and educated that group, that was in 1997. Most of those have been replaced. If they haven't studied my book and know what syntax is all about, they're going to fall back into that trap.
Right.
Yeah, and if they're not using, if they're going to make an argument in fiction for fiction, they're going to get prosecuted.
Yeah,
Hillary
that's pretty
can
much
go out
it.
there and syntax as good as
I'm
I
trying to figure out how the hell he came up with the shit.
Frontwards and backwards, she's been at it
If
2
you
years.
ain't trying to figure out how he came up with it, you ain't trying to figure it out.
You know,
I'm trying to
Hillary,
figure out where the fuck he
when
couldn't
Obama
get this
was
shit
elected,
from.
they said, well, let's get Hillary Secretary of
Had to
State.
get it from somewhere.
Obama was on CNN, said, no, we have too many differences. Well, Hillary and Obama met in the Rose Garden.
And they've been talking about Moore's been
And Hillary
been known
syntax
with
the dollar bill says, you have 14% unemployment, Mr. President.
Forever?
How would you like to do it without money? She was appointed president, Secretary of State.
Well, let's just say,
on Friday.
1913.
You know, it didn't take a
gonna
whole
start
lot
right
to
there.
figure that little one out. Because she was going to call the paparazzis and have a press conference, which they could not afford to have
What do
happen.
you say in the
What do
you say in the
If you shut it
Constitution?
down, you're going to have 4 billion dead in a month from
What do you say?
starvation, lack of energy. You can't shut it down. They let me do this because I own the copyrights.
We say with us, all citizens must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are a part and parcel of the said
That the
government,
1% at the top has a chance to
and know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, black people,
In
or
September and October
Ethiopians.
2012, I went to
Because
China.
these names were given to
Was there
slaves by
like for 10 days.
slaveholders in
Was
1779
invited back 10 days later in
and
Hong
lasted
Kong
until
for banking.
1865.
Treaties 6 weeks
During the
after
time of
that,
slavery, but this is a
corporations
new
were
era now.
because now they had quantum banking. Russia's been
A
trying to
new,
get me into this.
and all men now must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government,
And shut the post
in which
office.
they live in the nation of the earth.
We filed a 50,000.
This is the reason why Allah the great God of the universe ordained noble duality to profit, to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites who inhabited northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa.
Took it to the Supreme Court of Russia. Russia then ruled
Right there.
that not a lot of stuff could take as many cases from the U.S.
The whole supreme mathematics.
What they did, you know,
And
the United States Postal Service and all the post offices
the
in the United
mathematics.
Nations were afraid this was going to set up a chain reaction. So
What's
they
today
shut all
mathematics?
post offices down for a week.
What's the word of the day? It said, maybe they understand that. What's the word for today?
Going offshore with quantum banking issues. When they found out that I had nothing else going off, then
The word for today is
my name popped up on every
job.
in the world.
J
Then a few years later, and then I mailed Russell J. Gould to
I'm gonna
Paris.
say, hold on, let's go back. Let's go back.
The registered mails to
Look at that.
bills of
What'd he
lading,
say?
filled out all the paperwork, and I mailed them to Paris.
What'd he
We
say?
went
Let's go
2,000
back.
miles around Europe in 8 days.
See, nigga,
And then we flew
goddamn.
back. We were at the Vatican. We were both made key masters by
Hold
the
on.
Pope. And the Charles de Gaulle security, when we got back to
There you go.
Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris, is the great-great-great-grandson of the
Nigga,
General
slugger.
original one from 1800. He runs the security at the airport.
What'd
We
it say?
found out he had 2 new key
It
masters.
say all meetings are to
He
be
held the
open,
DC-10 for 3 hours and 15 minutes.
closed
90
promptly
degrees
according to the
east.
Circle 7 and love,
We had a 3-hour meeting.
true
Took off
peace,
at 1 o'clock in the
freedom,
morning, landed
and justice.
in Philadelphia.
Friday
The approval of the Postmaster
is
General
our
of Europe,
holy day
the Universal
of
Postal
rest.
Universal
Because on
Postal,
Friday,
Union,
the first man was formed in flesh.
Switzerland,
And on Friday, the first man departed out of flesh
United States.
and ascended
All
unto his
approved
Father
to
God.
fly without a
For
passport,
that cause, Friday is the holy day for
or
all
a
Muslims all over the world.
driver's license, because they all knew who he was. And so I mailed him back to the United States Registered.
You see, that's why we love Friday.
Another guy tried it a few
He
weeks
was like,
ago.
man, nigga, you seen the movie, ain't you?
New York State.
Craig and Day Day, huh? Next Friday, you
In other
seen
words,
that?
every
I seen
time
that
we
Friday.
broke
It's still
through
Friday.
ground, the world paid
Friday, that's
attention
next.
and sealed the door behind
Yeah,
us so we
Friday.
could duplicate what we've done. So we have a global copy on the grammar,
They be
and all
talking
the
in codes.
procedures and the treaties, and filter blading, and posting roads, and the CPAS, Sea Treaty, and drug laws of who we are. And then in 2005, we went in front of the Supreme Court.
The prophet.
We prosecuted the 9 Supreme Court judges for failure to have an oath of office written in correct parse, syntax, grammar, failure to have a CPAS, a Sea Treaty, or drug law to anchor the Supreme Court.
See, they go black right there as a noun.
Rehnquist and Day stayed out.
That which is destitute of light or whiteness.
Day was reappointed a year later because they wanted a woman.
The darkest color, or rather a destitution of all color, as a cloth, as a good black. See, word is the word. Look, see, look, I just showed you how many I showed you. Verb, adverb, adjective, and noun. All the parts of the
Solomon
speech.
Islands, Guadalcanal was genocided
Talking
by
to
the
T.
British Admiralty in 1900.
When they say verb transit, to make black, to blacken,
Solomon
to
Island people
soil.
were executed for interfering with the Admiralty from harvesting diamonds, gold, and mahogany off of Guadalcanal because they were at war with the British.
Right then, you feel what I say.
Continue the harvest.
You check the part speed.
They then sued, and nobody, no lawyer or judge in the world would touch the case. In 2002, I went to the Solomon Islands.
Check the
I
part
wrote the
speed.
Quo Warranto complaint, the
Go
same
back,
one I
go
used
back
for
to
your
the other
mortgages.
joint.
And I filed that at the Hague,
Yes,
and
yeah,
it
yeah,
was
that's it,
$800 settlement in 2012, August 2012, for the Solomon Island people. Then in 2008,
adverb.
I sued.
They will say, he said adverb, verb, like verb,
The
adverb.
stock closed at 16, opened at 10 cents on Monday, where they filed bankruptcy. And I tripped off
Damn.
the entire foreclosure
Damn,
business.
been due.
All 50 state
Talking
attorney
to you.
generals in the next 18 months.
We've been
signed on
due.
to the Quo Warranto complaint, the same one that I write for you. and stopped all foreclosures in the United States and all
They
50
got
states.
us.
So they've already endorsed.
We ain't
this
take the time to look up the word black.
It's been gone over by
See, if we took the
language
time
professors
and actually look up this
worldwide in
word,
150 different languages.
they
Are
won't
posted
be
on
misled.
My website. My website's
See,
written
they
in
lied.
50 different languages, and we have 5 billion people. So
See, they misimplied this word black.
with highest daily traffic.
They've been incorrectly using this word black.
Next thing we're going to do here is
I already put the videos out.
how this
It's
all came
illegitimate.
about.
Curse Cain is
1 +
illegitimate.
2 = 3. 3
So what else they gonna use?
minus 2 = 1.
They gonna just keep coloring?
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I couldn't wait for you to come in. Oh, they right. Oh, they right there.
This is
Yeah,
grafting.
look, he opened up.
This is how we use the right side of the brain for this.
He gonna get all
And that's
that.
how this
Y'all
all
let
came
them
about.
come out. Them don't work.
Now,
I don't
when
work.
we did this on April 6th, I just got off of work, had my cup of coffee, and I wrote this on the red line on my notebook. And when I did that, I realized that I had a fact here.
Cause they only
fact
told
here,
us
fact
in
here,
school
fact here,
that
because when I do math, in order
a certain
to check your
group of
math
people were
forwards and
colored
backwards,
black.
these things
Negroes,
have to be the
African
same on both
American,
sides. Otherwise, it doesn't work.
niggas, nigga, nigger, niggard.
She know who I am. She's trying to holler.
It was on a group of people they called
So
that.
then the equal
And they
sign
told
is
us that in
conjunction.
school, like, yeah, it's because of your skin complexion. And then, you
Which
know,
is and and or.
they
So
man,
in two conjunctions,
nah, you black. You can't drink at this fountain.
and is a command, or is an option, or either. What was left was to add.
That's what they told us in school.
When you do grafting,
Until you look up this word color, right? In the legal dictionary. In the black law dictionary.
grafting is emotion,
Until you look up word color.
and emotion is a verb.
And law and statutes.
So we gave
And
you
statutes. And you get this right here, right? You get. Hold on, let me move this out.
The reason for that is
You get
this pen.
18 United States Code 242. Let me show you. Title 18 United States Code.
The motion didn't change.
Statute 242, coloring of the law.
Therefore, that's how 2 got to be a
Alien.
basic logic. And what we had left
Alien.
was adding, subtracting.
That's in the Bible.
So that
Why are you L?
position or the preposition.
And then we say, why are you L?
But then we had to factor out the no factor.
Then you come over here. And you look at this word.
So these became
Look at this word color in Black Law Dictionary, right? Because this is what they've been telling us all our lives. Color, 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 color. Because you color. You colored folks. Because you're black. You're black. I'm going to go to Mississippi Burning and pull that shit up. And put that shit in there what she said.
The articles. An article would be anything that deals with
color, appearance, guise, or resemblance.
These,
especially the appearance of a legal claim to a right. The appearance of a legal claim, authority, or office. An apparent but legally insufficient.
For this pen, for her pen, for
apparent
these pens,
but legally insufficient.
And so there's
right
every time
or ground of action.
You have 68
admitted in the defendant's pleading to exist for the plaintiff, especially a plaintiff's apparent.
So if I make a apparent,
a parent, right? Apparently and usually false. Right or title to property, the existence of which is pleaded by the defendant and then attacked as defective as part of a confession and avoidance to remove the case from the jury. To turning the issue from one of fact to one of law. That's color.
The bridge is under
colorable, appearing to be true,
and over and under opposite preposition,
intended to deceive, counterfeit, colorable.
Now, they can still
color
defeat
of
this.
authority, the appearance
So
or
what I have to
presumption
do
of
now is
authority.
I have to say my position
Color of law, the appearance,
equals
the
4.
semblance without the substance of a legal
My
right.
lodio
The term
or
usually
article
implies
equals
misuse of power made
My
possible
verb
because the wrongdoer is
equals
clothed with the
is
authority of the
for
state.
harm.
State action is
I have to get
synonymous
exposure for
with
on my
color
parts of
of
speech
state
art.
law
Every
in
lawsuit
the
I
context
write
of federal
has
civil rights
closure for the
statutes or
parts of
criminal law.
speech. There's styles manual built into my.
So everything in the background he's saying, I was just trying to figure out where the fuck you get this shit from. You got it from the Moors. You can hear me. Yeah, you got it from the Moors. You know, most people, they'll jump straight over here to color of law. They won't go to color and show you color because they don't really give you what you're looking for. They give you insufficient, but legally insufficient. If you understand what guys and appearance is, and resemblance, like the movie Matrix, the last one, when they was in the coffee shop, Similarity, the Sims game, cause that's Simulacro. And the real, the unabridged one is gonna say Simulacro. That's that shit people don't be looking at. They don't look at how they take the shit out and add shit. And that be the problem. So the nigga just look at the shit. But what it appears to be, then at that point, so let it be. Cause they told us, they put it right there, was because of color. And then they made up some whole theory of like, yeah, your skin complexion. When it really is hiding, concealing, actual the truth, the origin of things. That's what that shit really means. So you have to use etymology in order to unlock that and decode and find out the truth. Etymology. But they don't teach you nothing about etymology in high school, middle school. You learn that when you get to college. Cause that's the shit that they keep and making you pay for. Why would they give you all the why would they give you all the information in a public free education system when they could just make you pay for it? They just give you enough to give you a fix. They make you interested enough to go and further your education to get higher learning, to get more learning. That's all they do. And some people fall for it. Some people fall forward, right, on their damn face. Fall. See, this one. You gotta go to the old one. Gotta go to the old one. That's why they say the fourth edition. Especially the appearance of a legal claim to a right. This is the 7th edition. I got the 7th for the 7th. It's the 7th. Color, appearance, guise, or resemblance, especially the appearance of a legal claim to a right, authority, or office. Color of title. Under color of state law, common law pleading, and apparent, but legally insufficient ground of action admitted in a defendant's pleading exists for the plaintiff, especially a plaintiff's apparent and usually false right or title to property, the existence of which is pleaded by the defendant as a confession and avoidance to remove the case from the jury by turning the issue from the fact to one of law. See, give color. right? See, it say C, give color. What the hell is give color? It is a rule of pleading that no man be allowed to plead, especially such a plea as amounts only to the general issue or a total denial of the charge. But in such case, he shall be driven to plead the general issue in terms whereby the whole question is referred to a jury. But if the defendant in a excise or action of trespass, he be desirous to refer the validity of this title to the court rather than the jury, he may state his title specially and at the same time give color to the plaintiff, or suppose him to have an appearance or color or title, bad indeed in point of law, but of which the jury are not competent judges. But of which the jury are not competent judges. And that's what he said that, sorry, but you've been taught to read to a second grade reading level.
My lawsuit has it 1900 divided by.
Because the jury is incompetent. They only read to a second grade, third grade reading level. So that's color. A jury trial is color. That's basically what they're saying. So it don't matter if you go to jury trial, they still gonna tamper the jury. And that's jury nullification. So the jury don't know their rights.
On planet Earth.
So he putting in a mathematical interface where you can understand according to legal terminology, legalese.
The original one from 1800. He runs the security at the airport. When he found out he had two
that what it said
in the Vatican, he held up a DC-10 for 3 hours and 15 minutes, 90-degree heat.
It said competent jury.
We had a 3-hour meeting. We took off at 1 o'clock in the morning, landed in Philadelphia with the approval of the Postmaster General of Europe, the Universal Postal.
Yeah, but of which the jury are not competent judges.
Universal Postal Union.
In a point of law.
Postmaster
but indeed, bad indeed in point of law. But of which the jury are not competent judges. And if his own true title be that he claims by
because they all knew who he was.
With livery.
He was the only person in 106 years to do so.
From A by force of which he entered on the lands in question. He cannot plead this by itself. He cannot plead this by itself. It is amounts to no more than the general issue.
So we have a global copyright.
Not guilty in an action of trespass, but he may allege this especially provided he goes farther and says that the plaintiff claiming by color of a prior deed of fiafment without livery entered upon whom he entered and may when refer himself to the judgment of the court, which of these two titles is the best in point of law. Commentaries. And that's what they be commentating the game. Commentaries. William Blackstone. Commentaries on the laws of England.
But because they had to get their oath updated and they had to have.
And then niggas just sitting there just watching the game and shit commentary and I'm like, yeah, you know this shit color, you know.
That we wrote for them.
The jury don't know shit. The judge don't know shit. The coach, he out there ain't doing it. And Farmer led up with that bullshit. Shit, that boy, hell no. He's silly, dog. Damn. That's what I'm saying. Then going back to how they applying this word color. Then they applying this word color. They say, oh yeah, because the skin complexion, the color of our skin. Then you look in this dictionary, this Black Law Dictionary, and you look up this word color. Or then you go, to the dictionary and then you look up this word black.
I wrote the quo warranto complaint, the same one I used for your mortgage.
Right.
And I filed that at The Hague, and then we won $880 million settlement.
You look up this word black. Then you be like, well, the way that I was taught in school,
differential.
It don't make sense.
Mortgage on Friday. The stock closed at 60 and opened at 10 cents on Monday where they filed bankruptcy.
Because everything we're doing is up on the law
Sorry about that.
or illegal.
All 50 state
Everything.
attorney generals in the next 18 months signed on to the full round of
Yeah, the school goddamn law and
This is
legal.
good food right
and see
What you eat?
stopped all foreclosures in the United States.
Yeah, yeah, I need some of
So
that.
they've already endorsed this.
Macaroni with the cheese.
It's been gone over by language professors worldwide in 150
What did
different.
he say? Did he say it again?
Yeah, she gotta get some out of the stand-up
Great op has a chance to learn and make corrections. We want to have it all corrected simultaneously. In September and October 2012, can't be considered.
So then that's when he started talking about the venues of the court. Like how everything's in the box.
And
And you can see,
your illusion.
because the money is in the box.
I teach on the floor here, same as the floor as you're all sitting.
Where the money?
So the thing, all things are equal.
Where's the money?
Chilton, Wisconsin. I go in the judge wants to hold court.
Where the hell I put? It's in the box.
He's got a champagne cork with 2 flags, 3/4 of an inch each.
So the jury, they ain't commenting. They can't hear or see what's really going on anyway. All they see is color.
On his plane of a 4x8
The characters in the courtroom, basically.
The witness stand is another 4x4.
The misrepresentation, the deception. They and you know the deception is what you can't see because it's deceiving you. Baby, she eating. She'll be out there.
Now, her daughter just received a $385,000 insurance settlement from a car accident. The judge ordered that the insurance
Yeah, the money colorful.
given to a
Look.
trustee who is a lawyer
Look at
who
that.
works for the court. So the lawyer would manage as the management. She says, no, I won't surrender the money. And he says, put down your flag. He says, if you don't put down your flag, I'm going to hold you in contempt for 6 months. If you do, I will not surrender your flag. So, again, he asked her for the money. He says, no, I won't give you the money. And I told her, the flag, don't give up your money.
Yo, the money colorful. So the money being green and blue and pink and purple.
Between your witness stand and
Got
his,
blue dots, red dots,
right up here.
green dots.
So she again, he said, I'm going to hold you in contempt again. 1 year in
You
prison.
see, there's a box around that.
You put
And
down
that's a
your
box
flag
in
and
it.
you're going to prison right now. I got 2 sheriffs in the
That's
back
on
there with a warrant for
TikTok.
your arrest.
They be doing all the money and stuff.
A couple more minutes go past. He threatens her a third
Right
time.
down
3
TikTok,
strikes,
right
you're
there.
out. You either put down that flag or the
And they showing you old money and still got the box on it. Like you said,
Start working
check the
forward.
money
He
back
said,
in
"I'm not surrendering my
1960,
flag." DA
1950.
stands up, turns around to the sheriff and says, take her into custody.
Still got the box around it.
Or not.
It's
Well, I'm under a
2017.
yellow French flag and she didn't
We
surrender
still
her
boxed
flag, so
in.
therefore there's no continuance of evidence between my jurisdiction and her
What?
jurisdiction. You're free to
What?
go, Linda.
This money right here.
And you know, I told Linda, when he says you're free to go,
Hell,
sit there.
2026.
Don't say a word because you can't hear what he's saying.
This 2021.
Hear the contempt. You can't hear
Ain't no
the
box around that though,
continuance of
right?
evidence because you have different planes of existence.
Right.
And the 2 sheriffs in the back of the
Ain't no
room
box.
said, you mean this is all a
This the
joke?
box.
This is all a play?
2026. We
Under
still
federal
using
rules of
old
civil
box
procedure
money.
44, you guys are actors?
Old boxed up money. 2026.
Police officer took the warrants for Linda's arrest, lift them up and threw them up in the air and says, don't ever call us in here again. or I'll
$5
arrest you
Indian.
for such nonsense. And they walked out.
And Abraham
Got
Lincoln.
up and walked out. Then
Emancipated
Linda
the
got
Negro.
up, came over to me and we walked out.
The
At
five
no time did she have a conversation with the
five
judge.
principles of the Moorish sign.
Remember the movie The Sixth Sense? I See Dead People with the little boy. And if you didn't watch the
Old
last
money,
minute
old
of the movie,
20,
you
see
didn't know
that?
that Bruce Willis was dead. He
Old
was a
20.
ghost throughout
Got the
whole movie.
box though. It's in the box.
And that's exactly what happens
Old
here.
20.
Is when you're in court, this person who's an actor on a stage.
See, that's how you do
continuance
that.
of evidence.
That's how you do
What's
that.
going on in the courtroom.
Right, what it say? Give color.
He can't really talk to that bailiff.
Give color.
When I walk into a courtroom, I walk up to the bailiff and I say, "You're on my plane. I'm a federal judge, and here's my federal oath, and you're my tip staff. You work for me now."
Yeah, that's what it said, right? Give
an
color.
imposter under Federal Rules of Civil Procedure 44. Running out of the courtroom. They do it a lot. And my students that come to my court and watch me do this, they go like, "Damn, that works."
See, color of law.
He really does have the authority to arrest judges. So, the courtroom is set up in this manner because it generates immunity.
Let's go to the
G's. Get into a scenario like you want to go and take your mortgage in front of it, and you get suckered into that. You're not paying attention. They got the bank.
Give color. Verb, history. Verb, to admit, either expressly or impliedly by silence, an apparent right in an opponent's allegation, and common law pleading a defendant's plea or confession. Avoidance had to give color to the plaintiff's allegation in the complaint, or the plea would be fatally defective. See color.
Don't take the witness stand because you've left the courtroom. You're in a box now. You go back to your table and you talk about it at your table. And you tell the judge, if I go into a box, it's an enclosed area and can't be considered. And then take a $1 bill out of your pocket and say, "You see, these were boxes, and in 1997,
you can hear me.
The Treasury said that anything in a box is an enclosed area and can't be considered.
Shut.
That's why the piles, tens, and 20s don't have boxes on them." Or do the 50s and 100s. If you don't believe it,
go back to color.
1961 and pull out your old money that you've got.
And you just keep doing it over and over and over and over until you memorize this shit.
And then you'll win your.
And then you come back and be like, "Hold on.
Because the post office,
This word black.
Port authorities,
It's an adjective."
the vessel of the courthouse.
He was saying 3,
And the post office
4, 5.
is also, all courthouses in the United States are built as post offices.
Color.
Then under Title
Appearance, guys, them, you know what I'm saying? Just keep running it back, running it until nigga and just all of a sudden you be like, "Man,
two men wanted to get married.
Somebody goddamn deceived me."
A couple hours from here.
The Rico.
And the court would not file the paperwork. I went in there.
Somebody done deprived me of some evidence.
In that same courthouse because I had clients in there. 2 days ago. And I said, "Now for everyone's attention, here's my passport. You run my number. I want all of you to read my passport." When I came back the second day, there was only one man there going, "Good morning, Judge. Welcome to our courthouse. They're up in room 200.